to here. Hashtag, we made it. Who would have thought? I wish you guys can see what I can see. Wait, hold that thought. That can happen. Let me take a selfie. By the way, this will be on Instagram later with hashtag selfie salute. It is my honor to be speaking on behalf of the class of 2014 and to the entire student body, parents, and faculty. One of my teachers told me back in sophomore year, Nasser, your class is special. A class like yours comes every 10 to 15 years. What did he mean, special? How are we special? Maybe he was exaggerating. A once in a 15-year senior class. I know our class is special to us, but the SI history and the eyes of one of the faculty dinosaurs. Was it because we experienced 3 different class schedules in 4 years? Was it because we were the last to remember those great early Friday dismissals? Or maybe it was because we were the first class to suffer X period. No. It was because we escaped wellness class. No, in all seriousness, it had to be because we managed to break in, sorry tech office, the iPads. Or was it because most of us had 5 counselors over 4 years? Maybe. I knew in my heart it was more than that. So I grabbed some of my mom's hummus from stealing from her daily batch for the teachers. I took down my Ignatian yearbooks and started to thumb through to find out what made us so special. So you might be thinking, especially freshmen, what exactly does a salutatorian do? I remember how past salutatorians reflected on their 4 years. The highs, the lows, the couples, the uncouples, the never coupled, and the under the radar couples, you know who you are. Former salutatorians have also thrown in a few jokes to line up the mood. Like for example, in the past, one salutatorian might have said, freshman year, winter formal, fresh love, and a whole lot of awkwardness. I could easily remember the couples like it was yesterday. Jack Gaw and Julie Arnett. Tristan Wentworth and Jacqueline Minetta. Chris Rojo and Joe Badiola. Candy Janikowski and Cyrus Scott. Wait, was that even a thing? I would never bring up dreadful underclassmen memories. Or would I? So I pulled out our freshman yearbook. The first image I saw was the then baby-faced John Corbellati, and the same baby-face is in this year's yearbook as well. I continued to flip through, and I saw Jeffrey Mullen and Henry Buckingham both sitting on stools in class because they were both too short for the teacher to see. They grew. Too bad I can't say the same for Andrea Blahos. There was a picture of Carly Priest grabbing a fence seductively. Wait, that wasn't in the yearbook, that was her Facebook profile picture. I saw Brian Woolitz with a mohawk yelling into a microphone during freshman orientation, attempting to pump us up and get us ready for cheering at games. Unlike this year's freshman class trying to embarrass Carly and me at the rally by not cheering. Cats, anyone? No? Okay. On one page was a picture of Brittany Murray. Turning the page was another of Brittany Murray. Are there 2 Brittany Murrays? And why did she change her name to Audrey on the other page? Most faculty still can't tell them apart, especially Mr. Papioni, who is probably still confused and still yelling about it. A daily occurrence in what we think was an English class. And who could forget CJ Arenas serenading us with his election speech. CJ's win had us all going like, oh my God. There was Father Stiegler taking pictures in his famous Hawaiian shirt, his only Hawaiian shirt. Hashtag poverty. Making all SI teams feel like we belong, and teaching us the true meaning of saying, "Go Cats!" No one wants to cheer again, okay. See how it is. I then crossed over the football picture. I couldn't help but looking twice when I saw Daniel Longworth, Scotty Wu, Troy, Ricky, Reich, and Trevor Dunbar wearing football pads. Looks like Trevor might have left because he got introduced to the hashtag hit team consisting of Elijah Dale and Skylar Whiting. Looks like shift team wasn't so shifty on the field after all. At the end of the yearbook, Faye Alvarez said the highlight of her year was basketball. For Steve Hoff, it was SI drama. For Mike Howe, it was his varsity swimming jacket since he never took it off, even in the pool. Celeste Barker, volleyball, and Joe O'Brien, who played a virtuoso solo on the triangle at the Fine Arts Assembly. And received a standing ovation. But how could we forget our freshman year teachers that we love so much? Ms. Sullivan scared us into learning biology by barking at us. Mr. Belay tried to bribe us to answer questions by giving us quarters, but he might have forgotten that it was not the 1950s and we cannot buy anything with a quarter. Especially at SI. And lastly, Senor Rhodes taught us Spanish by making us listen to the ever so wonderful Shakira, Shakira. Although our freshman year teachers had their unconventional ways of teaching us, they laid down the foundation for us to succeed at SI, and we couldn't be more grateful for that. Freshman year, we came in as the Vincent DePaul Vikings, the Brendan Bears, St. Catherine Tigers, and whatever school called themselves the Whales, but we left those behind to become Wildcats. The sophomore yearbook is a whole different story. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson finally got together. Oh, sorry, I meant Aaron Smith and Riley May. I saw the most adorable picture of Jonathan Hernandez and Sydney Holman. Watch out for flying cables, you guys. Claudia Vaughn, when asked about Gene's Deli, said, "It's delicious. I would go there every day if I could." And that sums up our reaction to the new, tasty, and health-conscious commons foods that cost way too much. What was next? Sophomore lock-in. They told us, good music, great times, great memories. Ask anyone in our class, and you'll get dead silence. We're not a lock-in kind of class. The Crucible taught us how to have honor, or how to throw our friends under the bus, which some of us really excelled at. Our varsity girls soccer team took over the field with Lindsay Benger. Our varsity girls lacrosse also got a boost when Carly Bell and Alex Robertson transferred to SI and helped take the lacrosse team to new heights. A shout out to quarterback Stephen Ostrowski, who led us to a JV championship in football without even throwing a single pass. Shortly after that, I remember the CCS championship game at AT&T. Wow, what a night. It was the most important sports event in the city, and probably the Bay Area. Our victory was a lead story on every local TV station. Alumni, families, friends, even Governor Brown filled the stands close to 20,000 strong. We all felt part of something so much bigger than ourselves. SI football made its mark on that field, and SI fans left an everlasting mark on AT&T. We sophomores just stood by and watched as the seniors and juniors tumbled down to the field. Fortunately, no one got seriously injured, especially Gotcha and Levine, who proved their athleticism by escaping right before the crash. Thanks for looking out for us, Deans. But SI made the national news on January 31st. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping, and the aroma of vomit scented the entire campus. Minute by minute, the dean's office slowly became the throw-up center. Bits and pieces of meatball marinara hit the bed. Carpets, and the Marin Peninsula and Kyle's retreat buses. And who could ever forget the memorable moment in the girls' basketball game against Sacred Heart? The health department called it the neurovirus, we called it the no virus. 943 victims experienced solidarity and sickness. The others enjoyed a 5-day break. Other than making the news twice in 1 year, we began to slowly start to understand what it means to be an Ignatian. We were humbled by our sophomore retreat to St. Anthony's, where we learned of other people's stories that inspired some of us to dedicate our next 2 years to community service. Our teachers started to become our mentors when they taught us more than the coursework. Mr. Devine taught us that every single main character in every single book would be a Christ symbol. Mr. Bierquist helped us understand that watching movies in class was indeed educational, even though our eyes might have been closed in deep sleep. Miss Murphy went back to counseling, and she simply told us we were all amazing. Which is true because our class never failed to do amazing things. All of the faculty around us helped us transition to becoming upperclassmen and helped open our eyes to the community around us. We were starting to grow. New friends and experiences helped guide the way for our class to reach and break new horizons in the upcoming 2 years. Opening my junior yearbook, the first thing I saw were the trends of that year. I realized that Gangnam Style was the most viewed video on YouTube. Okay, I confess, I was really obsessed with that song. After all, it was my ringtone for 3 months, but that's gone. But junior year marked the beginning of a new era, the Bloomingdale's Student Center. We were encouraged to engage in education discussions at our new circular tables, but we were buried in Clash of Clans, Plague Incorporated, Fun Run, and Tiger Woods PGA Tour 12. The ever so wonderful four-finger swipe helped us achieve the unthinkable, giving us a reason to actually not pay attention in class. But something terrible began to happen. Our treasures, our keys to success, started to get stolen. Until a superhero came to save our day. When Mr. Gotch was questioning a viable suspect, the suspect bolted. Because Mr. Gotch used up all his speed to escape following AP at AT&T, he couldn't catch up. But luckily, Mr. Ruff, aka Rough Man, aka Crime Dog, put on his cape. Outran the track, stalker, and lacrosse teams combined, and apprehended the thief before the police arrived. Our own Superman, once again, found his way on the news. Rough Stuff showed not only amazing fitness and great athleticism, but his passion to do anything to protect his students, his school, and his beloved iPads. Mr. Ruff, we are blessed to have such a dedicated and selfless principal, a role model, especially for the class of 2014. Thank you for being the best principal anyone. We learned from Coach Jade, the sassy Gaps AP History class, that the government can get shut down almost as fast as a Jack Sheedy post-prom party. In Miss Purcell's honors class, we were her beloved children called to a feminist future, hashtag bring back the ERA. Mr. Chakeen taught us the meaning of a genuine kindness, even in detention. And we discovered something weird growing out of the back of Mr. Evans' head. Oh wait, that's just a ponytail. Lacrosse finished best in the West. Basketball helped bring the Bruce back. Max Rudy Vasquez showed us how to succeed in business. Jack Hayes, Sarah Armstrong, Carly Priest, and Kyle Maloney, and other 2014 stars rocked us with laughter and noises off. And Henry Callender drew even bigger laughs with his speech at prom. However, one event stands out from junior year, the prayer service in which Coach Stecker talked to us all about the joys of parenthood. And one of his children ran across the room to embrace him, then another, then another. Soon he had a child in each arm and a child hugging each leg. How could we not see the love of fatherhood that day? So we survived a tough and grueling junior year filled with APs, countless English essays, and a carpeted student center. But things began to point towards life choices. Choices that would lead us into senior year and out of SI. First day of senior year, we sauntered into the Gotch Levine, here are the rules for this year's dress code, knowing Katie Topel had already figured out 20 ways to bust in the first week. and still managed to never get detention. Connor Hagen, did he disappear? Well, a lot of them did, and Connor, you look great. Now, you were the kings of the castle, the leaders of activity and sports, the editors of Nasser SI, Quill, and the Ignatian, the leads in drama, orchestra, and chorus solos. Oh yeah, we still have to go to class occasionally. But most of all, we had to punch out those college apps. We were harassed by our college counselors and became masters at avoiding them. We became obsessed with yet another trend, doing the Terrio, announcing #ooh, kill 'em after everything we said or did. Guys became obsessed with one particular chant, We know where that came from, guys. Keep that on down low. We had our last Bruce at Kezar, #victory. Our last Bruce at USF, #victory. Our last Breathless Girls Varsity Basketball game. Poor SH, always making it after the buzzer. Sydney Bradley, Thrillers in 33 Variations, and West Side Story made our jaws drop. From Scott Serrato's intense snappy skills, you like that, Scott? To your boys' incredible dance moves, and to Alana Johnson's amazing singing to I Like to Be in America. Congratulations to Mr. Curry and Mr. Johnser, to the whole company for an amazing show. Dance and drill led by the amazing Julia Murphy and Brennan Louis killed it at the Bruce Games. Orchestra